I knew that we had something in us to show them. We hadn't showed them all year.
Natural talent, he's by far the best player I've played with.
You know, the sirens blaring as they came in and the kids were just hooting and hollering out the window.
If I'd have been sober, I'd said there's no hope of that, but I wasn't sober.
And what did you do after the game then?
Number 13 today, we've got Tui Samoa.
The Lake Jindabyne Hotel Bush Pigs taking on the Brookwell Dogs in it.
I was instated by a fellow called Harry Cummins, who'd probably call the father of Jindabyne Rugby, I'd imagine. And Harry's a very proud man.
83 was the first year I had a few social games, and it was all started with old Harry Cummins. He met me on the church steps and he said to me, "Come and play rugby with me." And to this day I still haven't played with him, but I've played with the Bush Pigs. We started up in 84 with about 8 leagueies, and Roscoe turned us into a pretty good rugby side.
The talent that they brought into the 1984 side and the fun is basically what kicked off the Bush Pigs. And as a coach, I had a lot of fun, a lot of joy. I was basically just steering in the right direction. That was about all.
So in 98, 99, I think there was only about 1,600 people in the whole town. So we had the league at the time there as well. So did pretty well for considering how many football players are around the town and between the two go.
Two brothers and myself won 99 grand final together at Bruce Stadium. It was good. Something probably never forget. It would have been better if I got to finish the game and not injured, but the feeling was pretty special. The town got right behind us and we had a good party for a couple of days.
I just remember Friday nights we'd be out at the pub till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning recruiting, as he called it.
Bush Pigs.
The club needed to stay at that grassroots level and build it up to become more successful. You can't run a club just on seniors alone. You'll eventually fold.
Having juniors is where we needed to get to. I mean, prior to 05, the juniors were part of the grammar school. So the juniors came across to us. Now the grammar school had 2 teams. Juniors came across to us. All of a sudden we turned up, we had 4 teams. I only thought I needed 2 sets of jumpers. I needed 4 sets of jumpers.
And of course, a lot of us were rugby union oriented, and we firmly believed that that was the game that really provided life-building skills and character for the kids. And the kids here were crying out for team sport.
Kids who were sitting atop a bus in 2008 with "Go Bush Pigs" written on their chests, and they're now leading me out as a captain. You know, it's a proud thing for me.
Like it or not, it's just relentless all year round of football. It basically moulds from touch football into touch football again.
You know, the kids could play in the morning and then stay for the day and watch the seniors play in the afternoon.
It's a great outlet for kids in a small country town where there could be nothing. There's, 7 junior teams, I think, right now. Hundreds of kids running around, getting exercise.
Just the way they stick to the club from juniors right through to seniors is amazing in just how it works as a fabric of the club.
They get the fact that it's a team game. They get the fact that they're there for their mates are there for them. Once that happens, it's addictive, and they've got rugby hooked for the rest of their life.
I think the biggest highlight and the indication of success has just been around kids' participation. It just blows my mind out of a small country town that we can turn up with anywhere from 100 and 150 kids registered to play the game. That's
the true testament of success for me.
At the beginning, you know, the juniors were sort of just kicking off, and there were no sort of girls teams. Girls, you know, playing, a lot of girls in the under 10s, after under 12s, which was fantastic, and some of those girls have gone on to continue playing rugby.
And yeah, we're very, very lucky for a town of this size to pull together that many amazing females in the rugby realm. Girls have always got your back. We loved each other. We went out every weekend. We played our little hearts out.
The thing I'm most proud of is coaching the Miss Piglets, to be honest. That was really great to teach young women about their strength in their bodies and what they can do. And we don't have many team sports in Jindabyne. It's very much a snow town. So to have a team around you is different, and certainly as a player, playing rugby is a totally different team environment. So I played rep netball and state netball and all that sort of stuff growing up, but nothing like a team of rugby players where I think it's about putting your body on the line and having your sister next to you. And yeah, it's been my pleasure to coach young women to be strong in their bodies. I think that's so important. We used to do a count off, and I remember there's actually a photo of us outside the Berrydale pub. And yeah, Erin Caldwell, Nickers, myself and Kate Brown were at the top end, and then I don't know what happened down the bottom, but we were always missing people. It was always pretty funny trying to hassle us back onto the bus, and poor old PL used to coach us and try and drive the bus, and tell you what, he's a good man to put up with all of that.
Yeah, so the bus breaking down to Crookall, I think it must have been maybe in 2000, 2001 maybe. I think we were only about 10 k's out of Crookall when we broke down. We thought, I don't think we had much phone reception, so we actually probably didn't have mobiles in either. Yeah, so we started pushing it, and so we pushed it up the hills. Everyone jumped on to go down the hills and got as far as we could, and eventually some cars came back to pick us all up because they couldn't find us. So.
Every bus trip was a great bus trip. You know, especially the long ones to Boorowa, they were always good, especially the way back. But every new player that came to the club had to bring a song from where they came from. So that's where the Pigs got their repertoire of songs from. But yeah, it's long, tiring, many piss stops. But you wouldn't have it any other way.
There's so many influential people in the Jindabyne community who are involved with our club. You know, the big one that comes to me is Harry Cummins, and I think that's just got a lot to do with the testament of where the club started. It's always important for all of us to understand our origins, and for me as a player, I feel I've got an opportunity to be a custodian of the things that he started for the club, and the hundreds of thousands of other people who have come after him and contribute to, you know, this awesome footy club. I think Harry comes to mind, but I played with some really, really bloody good guys as well, who I just respect immensely, and it's pretty hard to just identify one guy.
When I came to the club in 2016, it seemed like it was basically Nickers and Mags just running everything, and Nickers was running the touch footy comp. He's just amazing. Nickers is just so well connected and just has such a love for the club, a love for the game and a love for the community.
The little things she does just to prompt you to, you know, Mags, have you got the bollards ready for tomorrow? Have you got danger tape to fix the gate up there? And it's the little things that she must think about this the whole friggin' night, I reckon.
Well, I got married in bush pig socks. So that says something. Wearing my lucky undies. I had my lucky rugby undies. My lucky rugby knickers. I still own them. I definitely hold Jindabyne Rugby in a very special piece of my heart.
Yeah, he's a bit of an enigma, Harry. You know when he's there, he's quietly spoken, but he had a bit of an aura for me when I was younger. So the boys spoke about him, and like you, I didn't see him much. I didn't get introduced to him specifically, but you just knew. You knew the legacy that he had and what he created, and I couldn't quite pick
why that gave off what it gave off, but then when you start hearing him talk about the early days and why he started this club and how he started this club, and you know, even just on the weekend I saw him and he was so stoked that we were wearing white shorts and an Irish jersey, because that's what he was passionate about. That's what he put in at the start, and he has seen every flutter of different type of jersey come through this club, and I think he's very proud to see the old Irish strip come back. So, but he is the Bush Pigs. He's the man.
Well, put it this way, there were some real characters in those Bush Pigs.
It seems to be a name that everyone knows wherever you are around Australia. So yeah, I came to Jindabyne and joined the Pigs, and instantly had a bunch of mates to support me.
10 years old, but I just remember the grand final, pissing down rain in Canberra, which was pretty similar to our grand final last year. A couple of the older boys, Jake Rorty, Liam Pepper, Matty Caldwell, as I grew up watching them play seniors, and it's pretty special to pull on a jersey next to them and run out with them, and especially lead them out. Once my father was a captain of the Bush Pigs, and just to sort of take that on and be that is quite special.
12 and 13 I think was dominant because we had a good mixture between old players and younger players coming through, and I think these last couple of years look the same. We've got younger guys coming through, we've got the older blokes with level heads, or some of them.
So there were some good wins, beating all the good teams away, the teams that were not supposed to be beat. Boorowa in Boorowa, Tarauga in Tarauga, and they were on a roll, and then Bungadore in Bungadore, like no better feel, except for beating them at home. Like, to beat them down there is just gold. Like, they came out firing, I remember, for the first 10 minutes, and we're just going backwards and backwards and backwards, and like somehow we hold it together. It's just bit of something special, bit of digging deep, and yeah, to come through with the gold against Bungadore and Bungadore's definitely it's up there.
That sense of community and giving back is just, it's inherent in everything Jindabyne Rugby Club does. The charity days that we stage each year, and I've seen since being involved, have just gotten bigger and bigger every year, supporting charities from the likes of the Black Dog Institute to Barnbuttock Hay Runners, Dolly's Dream.
You might have heard the expression, there's no I in team. Well, there's no I in volunteers, and there's no I in helpers, and there's no I in people. So you've got to have all that, and to get that, you've got to get it from people involved in the club.
Yeah, so in 2016, we were playing a semi-final, I think it was, in Crookwell, and there was a ruck near the attacking try line, and then we just heard a noise, someone in pain, and everyone came out, and we saw that Steve Rompinen had hurt himself, and it was a suspected spinal injury, and it was a really tough time for him and his family in particular, and a lot of uncertainty as to whether he'd even walk again or be able to function for the rest of his life. So we set about organising a fundraiser for him, which we got together in February of 2017.
I was trying to hold things together here, and while Maureen was in Sydney, and the Bush Pigs stepped up. But Erin ended up having a liver and kidney transplant in 2006, and that went off all right, and for many years she was okay, and then all of a sudden she got sick again, and they actually did another transplant, and at one stage I looked like I'd have to sell my house, but they raised that money, and just through the Bush Pigs and that community spirit, that the Bush Pigs, I will never forget them for what they did for us.
I'm sure the club's raised over a couple of $100,000 in their efforts, and as somebody who works in an industry, I work in the not-for-profit industry, and to see those funds and resources invested back into the community, and to see vulnerable communities and great initiatives supported, it puts blood in the veins of those organisations and helps us to help the community.
Culture in this club's everything. You've got young and old players, they're all best mates on the field. And yeah, it's hard to describe unless you've been in the club, you'd know. But the culture in this team is just awesome. It's everything.
And I think, you know, we couldn't have a better sport than rugby to actually bring communities, boys and girls, teenagers, kids, and obviously adults together just for one. Yeah.
We had people like Taylor Stanford, who when she was 16, fresh 16, she came and she played with us here at the Miss Piggies. She went on to win gold at the Youth Olympics. She went on, actually her Wallaroos contract just expired, so she's gone to the top of the top.
I think that first ever home grand final was the best thing that I've ever experienced in the club, obviously being part of the team and the culture that we created.
From 2020 onwards, look, we made the grand final in 2020, lost to Terralga, but it was an awesome experience nonetheless to play in that grand final and the support we had. But
last year for me was like a dad moment. You know, I was one of the older guys along with a couple of us, and we had some young guys that deserved a premiership, and we played. 2022 was the one where we won specifically as a team, and we pushed as a team to win that premiership. And I think on the day, I don't think anyone really stood out as lifting anyone else. It was just the most complete team performance that I've probably been a part of. So last year was very, very special, I think.
Well, they're getting more mature. I mean, they're now a very well-respected club. Where before, when I first started coming down, they were just sort of bits and pieces. And they were doing their best and trying to get as many people as they can. But now they're established and they've really looked after themselves and done a bloody good job.
The club's going. It seems to be going from strength to strength every year. Love watching them knock off Crookwell and Terralga. Cooma in the early days. Yeah. Don't like Cooma.
In the future, with the town growing, it would be great to have a team in every grade in the juniors, so that kids don't have to play up.
And I feel it's also an opportunity, it's not just an opportunity, it's also our responsibility as people who have enjoyed the game like we have for so long, that we've got to invest back into it.
Family's huge for a lot of these guys, and the younger guys now will get that in the end, and they'll look back and they'll see guys like me and Pekka having our kids run out, Maddie Trippett having our kids run out, and know that that's something special that you'll look forward to.
All these amazing people that make up the committee today, and they've all got the similar goal that they want the best footy, they want the best committee, they want the best club for our community, and they're delivering that. Like, Jindabyne Rugby is more than just a footy club, it's a community.
It was like planting a seed. Jindabyne bush pigs are like a beautiful tree, now a strong oak tree, that the fruit it's borne is all the people who have been part of the club.